High in the Andes Mountains of Peru, above a deep river canyon and wrapped in drifting clouds, stands one of the most extraordinary cities ever built, Machu Picchu. Today, it is instantly recognizable, but for nearly 400 years, the outside world had no idea it existed. How does an entire city disappear? The vision of an emperor. In the mid-1400s, the Inca Empire was at the height of its power. Stretching across western South America, it was the largest empire in the Americas before European contact. Its most transformative ruler was Pachacuti, a leader who reshaped Inca society, expanded its territory, and invested in monumental architecture. Around 1450, Pachacuti ordered the construction of a royal estate high in the Andes Mountains. The location was deliberate. It was remote and naturally defended by steep cliffs. It was surrounded by sacred peaks, and it sat near fresh mountain springs that could sustain a permanent settlement. The Incas called it Machu Picchu, Old Peak. Engineering a city in the sky. The Incas had no iron tools, no wheeled carts, no large animals to pull heavy loads, yet they built with astonishing precision. Massive granite stones were cut, shaped, and fitted together without mortar. This technique, known as ashlar masonry, made the structures flexible during earthquakes, a critical feature in a seismic region. Terraces were carved into the mountainside, serving both as farmland and as protection against landslides. Beneath the visible stonework lay a sophisticated drainage system designed to channel heavy rainfall away from buildings. Nearly 60% of the construction is underground foundation. This was not just architecture, it was advanced environmental engineering. A sacred and royal center. Most historians believe Machu Picchu functioned as a royal estate for Pachacuti, a retreat for nobility, a center for ceremony, and a symbol of imperial power. Structures like the Temple of the Sun were aligned with astronomical events such as the winter solstice. The Intihuatana stone, often called the hitching post of the sun, may have been used to track solar movements, linking astronomy with agriculture and religion. The Incas viewed the natural world as sacred. Mountains were living spirits. The sun was a divine force. Machu Picchu was built in harmony with this worldview. The arrival of the Spanish. In 1532, Spanish conquistadors, led by Francisco Pizarro, arrived in the Andes. They captured the Inca Emperor Atahualpa and demanded a ransom of gold and silver. Even after receiving immense treasure, they executed him. Smallpox and other European diseases devastated the population. Civil war weakened resistance. Within decades, the Inca Empire collapsed. Major cities were destroyed or looted, but Machu Picchu was never recorded in Spanish chronicles. Hidden deep in the mountains and invisible from the valley below, it appears the conquistadors never found it. Without imperial support and with the empire disintegrating, the city was eventually abandoned. There was no dramatic battle, no final siege. The inhabitants simply left. The jungle takes over. Over time, dense vegetation swallowed the site. Trees grew between stone walls, moss covered terraces. The jungle slowly reclaimed what humans had built. Local indigenous farmers in the region knew of ruins in the mountains, but the site remained largely unknown to the outside world. For centuries, Machu Picchu slept in silence. The 1911 rediscovery. In 1911, an American historian named Hiram Bingham III traveled to Peru in search of the last Inca stronghold. Guided by local residents, he climbed a steep mountain ridge through thick jungle growth. On July 24, 1911, he reached a series of stone terraces hidden beneath vines and vegetation. Granite walls emerged from the mist. Temples stood partially intact. Hiram believed he had discovered the lost city of the Incas. Although historians later determined he had been searching for a different site, his expedition introduced Machu Picchu to the world. In 1913, the National Geographic Society published extensive photographs and reports. The
Here it
images
is, Machu
captivated
Picchu.
global
Incredible. The
audiences.
stonework
An
is so
entire
precise.
Inca
How did they
city,
build it so high up?
astonishingly preserved, had been hiding in plain sight, unlocking its secrets. Archaeologists began clearing vegetation and studying the ruins. They uncovered plazas, temples, storage buildings, and residential areas. They found evidence of agricultural planning, water management systems, and carefully designed urban layout. But one thing was missing: written records. The Incas did not use a written alphabet. Instead, they relied on quipu, knotted cords used to record numbers and data. Without written documents, much of Machu Picchu's story must be reconstructed through archaeology. Most scholars agree it was likely a royal estate built for Pachacuti, a retreat for nobility, a center for ceremony, and a symbol of imperial power. But questions remain. Why was it abandoned so completely? How many people lived there year-round? Was it primarily political, religious, or both? Machu Picchu still guards its secrets. A symbol of resilience. In 1983, Machu Picchu was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Today, millions of visitors travel the Inca Trail or take trains through the Sacred Valley to see it. Despite centuries of exposure, earthquakes, and tropical weather, its walls still stand strong. Unlike many ancient cities, Machu Picchu was never destroyed in war. It survived because it was hidden, lost not by conquest, but by time, and found again not through treasure hunting, but through curiosity and persistence. Machu Picchu reminds us that even the greatest achievements can vanish from memory. Civilizations rise, empires fall, jungles grow, but sometimes history waits quietly beneath the surface, ready to be rediscovered. High above the clouds, the lost city still stands, not as a ruin of failure, but as a monument to human ingenuity.